Well, thank you, everybody. I want to say a big thank you to all of you that have come out here. I really, really appreciate that. Some of you I've known for a long time. Some of you not for as long. But you know what? It's great seeing everybody and catching up with everybody. Now, first of all, I want to thank Castro, because Castro, you already acclaimed already to be the Richmond Hill Councillor again down the road, right, for the next 4 years. So please give Castro a round of applause, and thank you for coming out today. And of course, also, we have to thank Frank. Definitely. Frank has done so much for Markham. Markham really is a great, great, great city because of a lot of things that Frank does. And he's a very busy man. I still remember, you know, in the past, Maggie and I were with you at a mall, and he said, hey, that's my wife over there. So even sometimes for him, he doesn't know where his own wife is. And I remember that. So it's really tough being a politician, especially when you're the mayor and when you're Frank. So please, give him a big round of applause. So I thank all of you, my friends here already, but also, as Frank mentioned, big thank you to the family as well. To mom and dad, to my wife and my daughter, my father and mother-in-law, because it's tough. When you're on a campaign trail, you don't get to spend a lot of time at home. But we try and do our best and find that balance. So thank you to all my family for being so supportive. That is why I'm here. Thank you so much. And also, even though you only see the sign here, the blue and yellow, that whole scheme and whatnot, there's a campaign team that really helped to put all that together. So I want to acknowledge them here because most of them are here. One of them had to go away for a trip. But Rod, who's over here, Sherry, Frank too, Kay, Jennifer, Alan, Chris Sue as well, who's baked the cake here for my birthday. Chris, where are you, Chris? I know you're here somewhere. There you are, Chris. Chris was actually one of the top 5 finishers for MasterChef Canada a couple of seasons ago, give or take. He's got 2 stores now called Dango, right? So Chris, for sure, we want you to bring a store here to Markham as well. Thank you so much to all my campaign team members who have made this possible, because I would not be here without the campaign team. Thank you. Now, so folks, a lot of people have asked me why I'm running. And I truly got the inspiration about 8 years ago. Because 8 years ago, I was a member of the Lions Club. Soon enough, year after, I became the president of that previous Lions Club that I was with. And I was really inspired because as a Lion, you give back to the community. And I remember while I was in Seattle, Washington, the international president told Lions around the world that year to plant 1 million trees. That was the goal. Year after, I went to the international convention in Korea. While I was there, I was sitting with a whole bunch of Canadian Lions. And I still remember this. International president comes on stage again. The counter kept going. Lions around the world that year hit 1 million trees that we did for the world. So that was first for Lions. But it doesn't stop there. He said, just wait, keep watching the counter. That counter kept going and going and going and going. And Lions that 1 year planted over 15 million trees around the world. So for me, that's what really inspired me now to run for office and hopefully be able to help Markham and take Markham up to the next level. And that is why I'm here to run for office. Now, folks, I just want to end this by saying that we shape the future of Markham, all of us here, each and every single one of us, especially the fact that it's the seniors that helped to build Markham to what it is today, our generation right now who's working hard as well, and also the next generation. I take my little girl, my 3-year-old little girl, Alexa. Hi, Alexa.
That's Daddy. That's Daddy.
Alexa. That's the daddy. That's the daddy right here. I haven't seen you a lot, lady, but you should remember. But I remember taking her to the community centers, right? Going to the libraries, right? Using the pools and whatnot. So that is really, really important. So that is why, you know, I'm here. So each one of you play a very, very important role with Markham and with all of us. That's why it's time for better infrastructure. That's why it's time for more affordable housing. It's time to preserve Unionville Main Street. It's time for lower taxes. It's time to remove the snowbanks from the driveways. But most of all, to move Markham together. Thank you.
One more time. The time for Markham.
Okay, would you please put your hand out, please?
A few weeks ago at the campaign kickoff for Halid Usman. Halid has just been an incredible community builder here in the city of Markham. And I think he just, I don't know what the question was, but I love the answer that I heard. It doesn't matter whether you're on council or off of council, Halid has never, ever wavered from his passion for the city of Markham and for doing the right thing. And he has incredible experience, certainly as someone professionally, as a chartered accountant, and certainly working with so many cultural groups in our community, even before he was elected to Markham Council. Obviously, his years around Markham Council, his years serving on various foundations in the city of Markham, helping seniors, helping people in our community. His time around the Police Services Board, again, as chair of the Police Services Board, former chair, I know that gives you incredible insight into the community safety, the needs of what's required in our community, and particularly in some of our neighborhoods. So I think, I've seen a constant in Halid Usman, and that's a passion and love for this community, but more importantly, for its people. For people, all backgrounds. This is not someone that just deals with a particular community when they sit on council, and then when they go out to get elected, all of a sudden they're in every community. No, he's with every community all the time, working with different cultural groups. And I think that's what I think is very important. When I see the candidates, and democracy is wonderful, people can put their name in, they can put forward ideas. But when I see the list of candidates, they're all nice people, but there's no one that has worked with a broad spectrum of community like Halid Usman has. That's just the way it is, and that's the experience that he has. And I have to tell you, as the city of Markham's mayor, it may look sometimes like an easy job on the outside. Like anything, if you're successful in real estate, someone says, oh, look at them, boy, they're successful in real estate. They don't realize the commitment, the passion, determination that you have to have in order to be successful. Well, I say that in the coming 4 years, as great as Markham is, we are going to be facing other challenges, whether they're fiscal challenges, ways to deal with the pressures of growth because our community will continue to grow, the way in which we need social cohesion, where all people of all backgrounds need to work together, come together to make this a wonderful place. I need someone at that table who can hit the ground running day one. I can't waste 2 years letting someone learn the job. And so I need Halid Usman at that table to deal with the important issues that we're going to face as a council. And the other thing I'm going to have to mention, and I didn't want to go here during this election campaign, but unfortunately, I want to start off by saying this. I don't think party politics belongs at the municipal level. I think at the municipal level, we need to put forward our own ideas, our own commitment to the job of being a municipal councillor. I can tell you, as the mayor of Markham, party politics does not enter into my thinking. If something's right for Markham, I don't care what party is at Queen's Park or down up in Ottawa. If something's right for Markham, it's right for Markham. If something's wrong for Markham, again, I don't care who's down at Queen's Park or who's up in Ottawa. If it's wrong for Markham, it's wrong for Markham. But I'll tell you, certain governments, and we'll do that interview one other day, certain governments make incredible investment in public infrastructure that had been ignored for many, many years, and I applaud that. But I want to now bring it into this election. Unfortunately, there's been a number of candidates in different wards, people running regionally, people running for mayor, and again, it's democracy. Anybody can do what they want to do. But they've gone out there and tried to sell themselves as, it's time to maybe jump on the conservative bandwagon because they're down at Queen's Park. And my gosh, haven't certain parties just destroyed everything? Well, you know what? Ask them what they've done in the community. Don't just say, well, that's great. Anybody can jump on a boat when the boat is rising, and anyone can jump off the boat when the boat is sinking. But ask them personally, what have they done in our community? Why do they deserve your vote? Them, not a party, not a leader, because we don't have a party system municipally. We don't have party leaders municipally. And so they have gone out there and they've tried to sell themselves that they're in. They're the thing in fashion because their sign is blue, or thank goodness yours is sort of semi-blue, but you know, it's blue, or they're trying to sell themselves as being part of a political system that somehow knows better than anyone else. Well, you know what? I now want you to challenge those people. Not just because of party politics, but if they're going to stick to party politics, then you ask each and every one of them, as much as they've been for the last few weeks saying other parties have destroyed this and destroyed that, they are now destroying our communities by allowing people to smoke marijuana anywhere in our community. And I want to know, why haven't these people who claim to be part of a new party and a party that'll do everything right, why haven't they spoken up? Why haven't they criticized what's going on? And that's why I mean party politics does not belong at the municipal level. We as municipal leaders have to do what's right for our community, right for our city, right for our people. And so, you know, in Hallett's ward, I know there's a candidate that went out and legally changed their name. If I was them, I'd go see my lawyer tomorrow and try to get that name changed back. Because I'll tell you something, anyone that's running under that banner had better start answering questions under the party that they now claim is answering everything so well. Why did they allow this to happen? This is incredible. It's something that's been said that we want to protect our kids, we want to protect the integrity of the community. They allow this to happen at every street corner, in any parking lot. So you know what? Look for those blue, dark blue signs and start asking them some questions about why they're destroying our community. Ask those candidates, because I'll tell you, I as mayor and our council, I know Hallett-Usman would stand up as well, we've said no to marijuana shops in our community. And I'll tell you something, we in a big way are saying no way, no way. And if you're running under that so-called banner, you've got a lot of explaining to do, because you've been criticizing a lot of things. And in the last few days, I haven't heard one of those candidates stand up and say this is wrong. And that's why party politics doesn't belong at the municipal level, because we, the people, have to do what's right for our community. End of statement. I say that anyone that has attached themselves, there's nothing wrong. It's a free country. But anyone, particularly in Hallett's ward, who's attached themselves to that conservative logo because they think it's the in thing to do, let me tell you something. We got a lot of hard work to do. It's not about what party's popular today or what party is popular tomorrow. It's about working for the people of Markham, standing on our own conviction of what's right or wrong. And so, Hallett, I just want to say, yeah, you may have picked neutral colors, but I know deep in his heart, he does what's right for the community. And I say this as full disclosure. I have conservatives that are helping me run my campaign. They're my best friends. And they haven't gone out. They have not gone out and used party politics to advance my campaign. But the ones that are now need to answer, why aren't you speaking up? Is this how you're going to act when you're on Markham Council? You'll shut up because you're not aligned with the principles of the party in power down at Queen's Park? Let me tell you something. No one's going to shut me up. No one's going to shut up Hallett-Usman. We're going to speak up for what's right in this community. So get out there, tell the Chinese community there's only one person they should be supporting. If they want to see what's good and right for Markham, it's Hallett-Usman and no one else. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. And I look forward to serving the people of Markham for the next 4 years. Thank you very much.
Wow. There you go.
Coming here is not a surprise but a shock, because I thought you were in New York, and then I find out he was out there gambling, making money. But that's okay. Thank you very much for this. Is the beauty of friendship. I want to thank Minister Mary Ng for being here, because I know she has a very, very busy schedule. For her to take this time out, I think it's a sign of great friendship that we've been working together. So I thank you for your support and your presence here. Kenny Wong, I tell you, we are not only a fellow professionals, of course, belonging to the same profession, but we're also good friends. Whether it is the Markham Solar Hospital Foundation, where he sits with me as a foundation member, board of director, or whether it's a community thing. We are always there because I believe that this is how you build communities. This is how you build communities, by supporting each other. Francis Ewan is also an example of one of the hardest working person I know. It's just unbelievable. When there's a cause, when there's an issue, when there is a need, Francis is there. Just may have to make a call. So thank you, Francis. Michael is another story on his own. This is, I was expecting you to say U.S. man, but you didn't. But anyways, I have used that name when people don't understand when I say Khalid Usman, and they say, what? I say the U.S. man, and they understand right away. And that was a title that Michael gave me. So thank you, Michael. You've been a great friend, and thank you for showing up. I want to thank every one of you that is here, because I know that each one of you, in your own right, had a busy weekend, but you took the time out. Thank you, Greg. As a councillor in the city of Markham, I'm not going to repeat because a lot of it has been said, but I believe that Markham City is a growing city. When I came to Markham 35 years ago, Markham population was about 70,000 people. Today, it's 370,000 people. Today, it's the high-tech capital of Canada. It has an amazing future in terms of development. So when you talk about being on the council, it's not only looking after your constituents, but it's also looking after the business of the city, which is the most important. As a finance chair, when I was there before, there were a lot of issues. And by the time I finished, we were winning those awards for the city of Markham, the financial reporting awards, which we didn't have. And also to help you out, Michael, TKT means Tamgha Khidmat, which was an award from the President of Pakistan. Second medal was from the Governor General of Canada, Ontario Medal of Good Citizenship. So, well, those are rewards which you feel great about because somebody is accepting the work you have done. But personally, when my campaign came up with the slogan "Community Builder," actually I was very, very happy because that is exactly what I've been doing all my life. Nothing to do with this campaign, but all my life I love bringing communities together and building them because this is how I see the future of this world. I see helping each other, supporting each other so we can all prosper in this. Economically, same thing. We have to support each other, and the new immigrants that are coming in, we have to make sure that we get them the opportunities. Coming back to my campaign itself, you will, if you have gotten this card, you will see there are 4 major issues that we have identified that need support in Markham. in my area. The biggest issue I have is traffic congestion. And whether you're traveling east to west or you're traveling west to east, in the morning you'll be stuck. But as they say, when there's an issue, there's always things available to fix it. I have few suggestions which I want to implement. The biggest improvement that I believe, if you have traveled Denison, you know it ends up just east of Markham Road. But if we were to take that Denison and extend it up to the 9th line, most of the traffic that is coming on 14th Avenue and on Steeles will sort of go on to Denison, don't have to go there, and that will help ease the traffic problem. I'm just saying ease, that's only one. At the Steeles Avenue, finally, I remember when I used to be councillor, we've been negotiating with Toronto, and we've had issues, but finally, to bring this topic to a closure, the Steeles Avenue expansion, the environmental studies have been done. It is at the, I guess, design stage with Toronto. So with the new council coming in, whether it's 26 or whatever the number, they will approve the design. Once the design is approved, then they'll do the costing, because right now we don't know how much it's going to cost York Region to contribute. So I'm hoping that within the next 1.5 to 2 years, we will have the cost, the allocation, and the ownership. This is so unfortunate that the ownership of Steeles Avenue is with Toronto, while most of the users are from the York Region. So they've been giving us a hard time. No inter-city rivalry here, but I think we can work with them. So it's at design stage. I am hoping that in the next 2 to 3 years, we will be building Steeles Avenue. And it's a 6-lane road all the way up to the Pickering boundary line. So what will happen is that will relieve a lot of pressure from the 9th line, from our 14th Avenue, for the traffic going east to west or west to east, will have a great relaxing time. Similarly, on 14th Avenue, which is a third street going east-west, the intersection of Markham Road and 14th is one of the, in my mind, is one of the most dangerous. Because I stand there every morning waving at people, and I see, it only needs just small improvements, and that will alleviate the traffic congestion. What we need is turning lanes, widen the turning lanes. Right now what happens is the traffic comes in from 2 lanes and ends up in 1 lane. So of course it's going to be a blockage. Doesn't need a scientist to figure that out. Even an accountant can figure out. So those are, and also what I want to do is encourage bike lanes. I figured it out. There are 9 schools from near 14th Avenue, from McCammon Road all the way up to 9th line, or let's say the Donald Cousin Parkway. There are 9 schools. Every morning, 9 school kids are dropped by parents, and in the afternoon they are picked up by parents. They're on the road. So what I want to encourage is build a cycle path on 14th Avenue so the students can bike themselves. They don't have to take the parents and the cars. That'll help the environment, that'll help the traffic. So those are some of the suggestions. I may have bored you with the details, but I think they're important. I think we need somebody to think it through as to how to, not just say I have an issue, but also say, what am I going to do when I get in there? Similarly, we have issues with marijuana. Even though it's going to be legal, but in the city of Markham, I'm one of them who has voted for the provincial government, wanted us to be the first one to have a sale point, and we said no. The biggest issue is having sales point close to schools. Having sales point, now when the issue was of having it controlled sales through LCBO or organization like that, that was great. Because at least then there was some control. But tomorrow, a mama papa shop can open up next to a school and start selling there. It's not that they will, there is going to be. So one of the things I'm saying is I do not want, even if we have to, I don't want it close to schools. I don't want it close to the parks because that's public park. And I don't want it for youth under 19. And that's a law. That's a federal law. Nobody can do it. But when you do it near the schools, you can't control it. So that is an issue that is popping up. That's going to be very important for me. And there's a petition going on right now that I think I'm going to be signing, which also says the same similar thing, that we do not want any sales, I guess, stores close by in Markham. I also are committed to have affordable housing. And that's where we need our two friends, the federal and the provincial government, because they're the ones with the money, right? It is a need of the seniors. In Markham, we don't have really senior centers because this is a new growing community, while Toronto has hundreds of them, but we don't. The ones that we have are the older ones, and the accessibility is very difficult. As you can see, if somebody ends up with long-term care, there's a 6 to 9 month wait with CCAC. Anybody who is familiar or have senior parents will find. But we're talking about much more than just long-term disability. We're talking about normal living for seniors, where it should be affordable. So something that I'll be working with the federal government and the provincial government to get the funding, because I remember there was a program a long time ago whereby it was funded three-way, and there was some affordable housing that was built. As a matter of fact, there's one next to my office that was built, and it's doing fabulous because there are a lot of people that who could not afford are living there now. So there are lots of issues that I want to undertake. I'm committed. The reason why I'm saying that is that I'm not running for the sake of running. I have a track record, I have the experience, and I have the knowledge. I want to put all these three to work. And the best thing is, I have the commitment and the desire to serve the community. And that's what I'm trying to do. Ask that please help me get elected so that I can serve you. That's the only way I can do to serve you, if you help me get elected. But thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. As I started to explain to you, the reason why I want to run. Why I want to run is to serve. I don't need to earn money. I can earn much more being a chartered accountant itself. I have a lot of experience in the community, and this can be vouched by another chartered accountant. The amount of time I spend in the community, I can be making money. But that is not what I'm here for. I make enough money. All right. So I make enough money out there. The reason why I'm doing this is because it's my passion. I want to serve the community. Even when I was a councillor, that I served the community to the best of my ability, and my mayor that has just walked in will vouch for that how hard I work, number one. Number two, the 2 times you did mention, yes. One time I ran for region, and that was the time when Tony Wong came back from NPP and ran on the last day. So that was a shock. But regardless, I lost by about 500 votes in a region. I did get more than 17,000. The next time I ran in the same council, seat as Ward 7. And yes, I did lose, but it doesn't matter. Let me tell you who the winners are. Winners are those who are committed and believe in something and strive for it and work hard for it. So these little things do not matter in the system. And there's a saying, little battles, etc. on the way. You lose some or you win some, doesn't matter. It's a war that you got to win.
Great.
大家好，唔好意思啊，阻住大家食饭添。大家好，我是伊萨李思远，我是参选这一区的万锦市第8区市议员的参选人。Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining Jeff's party, and I'm so honored to be here as well. Thank you, Jeff, for your invitation. Again, my name is Isa Lee. I'm the candidate for Markham Ward 8 Councillor, representing this ward. Actually, this restaurant is situated in my ward, so you explain why. 咁啊，即係好高興啦，今日可以同大家即係又介紹一下我自己啦。本身其實我都可能大家熟悉我咧，都可能喺電視熒光幕啦。咁但係我好多次我都講俾大家聽，有好多街坊都話：你冇喺電視台做啦，冇啦。其實我自上年開始都已經冇喺電視台做啦。咁其實點解我會即係諗住想話去從政？即係對我嚟講，其實 it's not about 從政咯，因為自細到大我都係喺中學開始我都已經係做 volunteer 啦。咁其實接觸社區多嘅時候，真係覺得社區喺唔同嘅範圍咧，其實都有好多嘅需要嘅。咁直至到我喺新時代電視報道新聞嘅時候，過去嗰12年喺新時代嘅時候，其實我角色一向都係一個溫和嘅方向啦，即係單向咁樣將一啲嘅信息傳俾大家。咁但係當我其實有一個矛盾喺度就係你自己喺個社區得耐嘅時候，你都會聽到好多其他唔同層面嘅人嘅一啲嘅聲音，你都好想諗下有咩辦法可以幫到佢哋嘅。咁所以即係要有呢個意念萌生咗，就係話如果我可以 take the lead 或者我 take one step forward， 去 just to put myself forward to help more people。咁其實最有效嘅方法 is just running for city council, like doing more community service, community work。所以咧，呢個一路都係我就4年前開始第一次踏上呢個所謂參選之路咧，其實嘅一個好重要嘅一個推動力啦。咁所以喺一路以嚟，我都好多謝好多身邊嘅朋友幫助我啦。咁包括輝哥啦，唔使講啦，同埋 Dr. Ing 咯，係啦，咁等等啦。咁其實我喺FCCN 都好多謝 Dr. Ing 同埋 Amy 俾咗好多機會我喺community service 裏面。我知道好多唔同嘅或者移民又好唔同嘅階層各行各業嘅人。佢哋工作上面係有需要，咁跟住我亦都喺多華會工作啦，多華會會長鄭美倫先生喺度，咁所以都要 say 個 hi 先，咁我都好多謝Nelson 都俾咗好多嘅 guidance我。咁過去嗰1年，我喺多華會擔任行政總監嘅時候咧，其實都係更加深入咁樣了解到我哋新移民落戶嘅需要。咁 actually 萬錦第8區其實就係有好多新移民中國嚟嘅新移民啊，香港嚟移民嘅人。咁所以呢個都係其實我一個好大嘅服務對象。咁長話短説啦，咁基本上咧，如果真係有機會我可以當選嘅話，其實同4年前講嘅嘢一樣㗎，我都係會係全職去投身，希望可以服務到我哋呢一區嘅居民。其實呢個係我一路以嚟嘅意念咯，即係無論佢結果係點樣，但係每一次我聽到市民同我反映話我有問題，希望可以解決，當我可以provide個 solution 俾佢哋，或者我可以 as a bridge in between the council and resident， 其實我自己都有好大嘅滿足感喎。咁所以一路以嚟好多人都問我，點解你唔去選下其他嘅 ward 或者去做其他嘅 level 方面嘅工作？咁I just answered that because I grew up in this ward, Markham Ward 8. I've been living in this ward for over 15 years, and while I study here, I work here, and I've been through a lot of different issues with neighbors in this area. 所以我好熟悉嘅區，我亦都好希望可以將我嘅 expertise 或者我識得嘅嘢，可以帶翻去呢一區 refine 到呢一區咯。因為 Markham actually Ward 8 is situated in between City of Toronto and downtown Markham. The traffic is the #1 issue. So hopefully, if there is going to be further development, I just want to let the city know. Hopefully, Well, just don't forget about ward A. The first thing is like we should ease the traffic in the very first place 喺我哋呢一區開始。咁所以咧係咯，所以希望大家如果真係住喺呢區嘅話，咁都不妨俾多啲意見我，都睇下可以點樣可以將大家嘅意見可以帶入去市議會度。咁多謝各位，非常感謝大家，因為這時間就是不是很長，所以我也不好意思就說這麼多，但是也希望大家如果住這一區的話，萬景市第8區的居民的話，也可以多給我多一點意見，比如說交通方面怎麼樣改善呢？因為過去4個月呢，我已經走訪了超過9000戶我們這裡的居民，然後呢，就是得到了我們歸納了12大個很大家關注的這個話題，希望我也提供了一些解決的辦法希望到時候如果當選的話呢，就可以盡力的在市政府那個層面跟大家去看看怎麼樣去改善我們這個社區所以希望我今次過去呢4個月咧，其實都好走訪咗幾乎1萬家嘅屋企，咁得出咗好多嘅concern啦。咁其實咧，number one concern除咗交通之外咧，產稅係一個好大嘅問題。咁不停我去敲門嘅時候，個個都係咁同我講。咁所以希望咧，今次如果真係選到嘅話，好似4年前一樣，我都係講啦。如果有產稅化嘅呢個服務咧，就真係可以惠及到好多嘅人。咁我哋都可以喺市政府嘅層面睇下點樣可以 negotiate 呢個 better contract with the current contractor， 同埋睇下我哋有咩空間，點解 City of Toronto 做到 ，City of Vaughan 做到，咁點解 Markham 都可唔可以都有呢個 service 咧咁樣？咁所以希望大家都真係繼續嘅，可以同心嘅去為萬錦市嘅將來嘅發展都一齊盡一份力。多謝晒大家 ，Thank you so much。